Yes, sir.
Thank you. You have been charged in case 22 CR 006177G with battery family violence. Is there a history, Mr. Howard?
First arrest.
Okay, thank you.
He's 18. You need a cosign.
All right. Ms. Bacchus, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. The state's recommendation on this case is a $3,000 surety bond, no further violent contact with the victim, Catherine Rosser. 1-day anger awareness, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons. This incident occurred yesterday. Officers were dispatched to 10270 Billings Point in the city of Johns Creek for a domestic dispute. Upon arrival, they spoke with the victim, Ms. Catherine Rosser. Ms. Rosser stated that she and the defendant are in a dating relationship and that they've been living together at this address for approximately 1 year. She told officers that on the night prior, that she and the defendant were in a verbal argument when she asked him about a box of her hearing aid batteries, at which time the defendant became angry and he threw the battery box at her, striking her on the left side of her neck and leaving a visible abrasion. The defendant did admit to the officers that they were in a verbal argument and that Ms. Rosser was sitting on the floor when he threw the box of hearing aid batteries down in her direction, and it struck her on the left side of her neck, which again caused the abrasion, Your Honor. Based on the violent nature of the offense, Your Honor, the state feels as though the $3,000 surety is appropriate. Nothing further.
Good afternoon, Ms. Kim. Is this your case?
Yes, Your Honor. We have a witness here, so we would like to let them go first.
Okay, who do we have with us that would like to speak?
I believe his mother, Mrs. Deborah, and also his girlfriend, Catherine Rosser.
Okay, let me start with Ms. Rosser since she is the alleged victim in the case. Ms. Rosser, good afternoon. You are not required to speak, but if you would like to speak, the court is happy to hear what you have to say. If you'd like to speak, I'm going to have to swear you in, so you have to raise your right hand. Would you like to speak? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court would be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you. What would you like to tell the court?
I just want to state that yes, we did get physical at one point, but it was mostly all verbal. He did not hurt me in a physical way that I sustained any serious injuries. I just have a mark on my neck. It's anything serious. He's never put hands on me before, ever. He shoved me twice that night and he threw that box at me. He has never been physical with me ever, though. He has never ever hurt me in any way like that. I've known him for almost a year now. He has never been anything physical to me ever. The reason we were fighting was me. That was my fault. A lot of the verbal arguments we had in our relationship was my fault. And I pushed him to his breaking point, and he did what he did because I had pushed him to a point where, I mean, he had been dealing with our verbal arguments for months and months and months now, and I pushed him to a point. That's about it. I mean,
did you call the police, Ms. Rosser?
No, sir, I did not call the police. One of his neighbors did. And I wasn't expecting him to be arrested. That's not what I wanted for him. I'm not pressing charges against him. I don't want, I respect that if he does not want to speak to me, I will stay away from him. And I will do whatever that he wants me to do. If he does not want me to speak to him, he wants me to stay away, I will do that. I'm currently taking care of his dog. I had to board her today because I rent. So there's going to be needing some communication either with him or his mother when they get home, so I can find, get their dog back to them, and he has some stuff still in my car that I will gladly be able to hand back to him. If there's no contact with him and I hand it to his mother, that's fine as well. I just want to respect whatever he wants to do moving forward with this, and just know that he's not a bad person. He is far from a bad person. He just, again, I broke him with, I pushed him to his point, and that's all
Okay.
that really happened.
Thank you, Ms. Rosser. And I see, is this Debbie? Is this the mother?
Yes, yes.
Okay, can
Yes,
you,
Your Honor.
if you'd like to speak, you'll have to raise your right hand.
Okay,
Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court would be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
yes, Your Honor.
Can you state your full name for the court?
Deborah Stazak, and
Okay.
I'm Tobin's mom, and I just wanted to thank you for letting me be a part of this. I'm currently in Arizona at a meeting for my job. So I'm not sure if his father is there or when he will get there, but I do believe he's on his way there.
Okay. And does he live with you, Ms.
Yes,
Stazak?
he lives with me. Yes, yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and is that at a different location than this Billings Point location?
No, the Billings Point is my home. Yes.
Okay, so that's your home, and
Yes.
Ms. Rosser, she lives somewhere else?
She has been staying at my house sometimes, but she does have a home with her parents.
Okay, he is going to need a co-signer to sign him out, because I'm
Yeah.
going to put him through pretrial, so I am going to give him a $2,000, if this is fine with you, Ms. Kim, a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial. I'm going to order
Yes.
1-day anger awareness. I'm going to order that he have no further contact with Ms. Rosser at the present time, which means that I'm going to let him go back to the Billings Point address, but necessarily Ms. Rosser cannot be at that address if Tobin is at that address. Okay.
Understood. Absolutely.
Your Honor,
Just
sorry, my apologies. Continue.
thank you. And what I want to also, Ms. Stazak, he's going to have a co-signer who's going to have to either be you or your husband or someone over the age of 25 to sign him out. And
Yes, Your Honor.
Is there someone that can do that?
Yes, Your Honor. As I stated, his father, John Stazak, he is my ex-husband. I believe that he has gotten this information and is en route to come downtown, as I am, like I said, in Arizona.
Okay.
Yes, I spoke with him, Your Honor. He's
Okay.
available to come and co-sign.
All right. So, Mr. Howard, I'm going to do a waiver of the need for a utility bill. Okay. So if you can bring that to me, I'll get that signed.
All right.
Let's see. And no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. And so both for both you, Tobin Stazak, and for you, Ms. Rosser, let me explain to you what no contact means, okay? No contact means absolutely no contact. You can have no verbal contact, no physical contact, no contact over social media, no contact by Twitter, no contact whatsoever until this is resolved. If you need to return his items to him, you can return them to his mother, but the two of you are not to have any contact until this matter is resolved. You understand me? And if you do have contact with him, you're not doing him any favors, because he will be in violation of this bond order, and he will be the one that's back in custody because of that, okay? All right, does that suit you, Ms. Kim?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anybody have any questions for me?
No, Your Honor, you hit what I was going to ask you to emphasize what no contact means. So I appreciate you doing that.
Okay, very good. Good luck.
Your Honor, may I
Yes.
ask one question? What, because this is the first time that I've experienced this, what is the process? So what happens now moving forward?
I'll be happy to explain to
Right.
her. Give me a
Miss-
call.
Ms. Kim will get that.
Okay.
It's gonna take him some time to probably get processed out. So,
Okay.
but as soon as we get the paperwork and the jail will process him out and your husband can co-sign for him, okay?
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Any other
Thank you.
questions? If
No.
not, good luck to all of you all.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Okay, who do we have next?
Next, we got position number 6, Ms. McKnight.
Let's see. Good afternoon. Ms. McKnight, I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we are conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yeah.
Thank you. You've been charged in case 22 CR 006174G with battery family violence. Is there a history, Mr. Howard?
I got first arrest for McKnight.
Okay. And who's representing? Whose case is this? Is this your case, Ms. McLeod?
Is this Miss McKnight, Your Honor?
Yes, McKnight.
Yes, I represent Miss McKnight.
Okay, all right. I just wanted to make sure that you are on the line. Good afternoon, Ms. Tortorello.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. So this case occurred on September 12th, 2022 at 3380 Peachtree Road, Northeast in Atlanta. The Atlanta Police Department responded to the incident location in reference to a domestic dispute. The victim, Tevin Bryson, who is also a defendant in this case involving Della Rose for the same incident, has stated that he did not he did not back Tajel McKnight and her mother, Della Rose, into a wall. Mr. Bryson did state that everyone was yelling at each other about family issues in the home, and that's when the defendant slapped Mr. Bryson in the eye, trying to defend her mother, Miss Rose, because Mr. Bryson was being disrespectful to her mother verbally. This is according to Mr. Bryson. These events occurred in Fulton County, Georgia. Your Honor, we understand that this is the defendant's first and only cycle, and therefore we're asking for a $5,000 signature bond through pretrial. Mr. Bryson is her mother's boyfriend, and we are asking for no contact with Mr. Bryson. She can return to the incident location with her mother at 3380 Peachtree Road, Northeast in Atlanta. 1-day anger management, no drugs or alcohol, no weapons, and no new violations of Georgia law. Nothing further.
So the mother, what's the mother's name?
Her name is Della Rose, Your Honor. However, we've been advised by her that her name is actually, her last name is McKnight. And her first name, let me look at my notes, Your Honor. I apologize.
Yeah, McKnight, Your Honor.
Bermia McKnight is what she says her name is. The officer, Your Honor, provided the name of a Dale Rose in the citation, the warrant, and the summary of the warrant. So we're going to verify with the officer where he got that name from. But Dale Rose, aka Bermia McKnight.
Okay, so let me make sure I have this right. So Ms. McKnight is dating Mr. Bryson, and Ms. Tasia McKnight is Ms. Bermesia McKnight's daughter.
Correct.
Your Honor.
Okay, and so Ms. Tasia McKnight lives with Ms. Bermesia McKnight. Is that right?
Yeah, Miss Tasia McKnight is the daughter of Miss Bermia McKnight.
Right, and they live together.
Correct.
They do together, Your Honor.
They
Okay.
live together with the defendant, Tevin Bryson.
Oh.
They lived together for 4 years.
Okay, all right, Ms. McLeod, go ahead.
Yes. My client is 25 years old, Your Honor. She's never been arrested in her life. She's the mother of two children, a 5-year-old and a 3-month-old. She was merely defending her mother because she heard Mr. Bryson, I believe his name is, going at her mother, and she was scared for her mom. So she just went inside the room and put herself between Mr. Bryson and her mom to protect her mom. And that was what happened. He was being very aggressive towards her mom. He backed her and her mom into a corner. And this is how this incident happened.
Okay, so it's going to be a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial, no further contact with Mr. Bryson, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Okay?
Yes,
Now,
Your Honor.
Ms. Gant, do you represent Mr. Bryson?
Yes, Your Honor, position 2.
Okay, can we, so that's gonna, so good luck to you, Ms. McKnight. And
Thank you, Your Honor.
thank you, Ms. McLeod.
I already had it set up for you, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you, I appreciate it.
Apparently, Judge, the victim was on, her mother was on the line, but she couldn't start her video. She's the one with the DM in the corner.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Bryson, I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar. You have been charged in case 22 CR 006170B with battery family violence. Is there a history, Mr. Howard?
The 7th arrest. You got a 2018 probation violation, possession of cocaine, probation burglary, 2015 misdemeanor possession of marijuana, possession of cocaine, first offender 2012. And I'll put the last arrest in the chat for you.
Okay, thank you. Anything to add to the factual scenario, Ms. Tortorella?
Yes, Your Honor. So, I'm sorry, I'm looking through my notes. So again, Your Honor, it's the same fact pattern. The victim in this case, Ms. Rose stated that Mr. Bryson backed her and her daughter into the wall while yelling at them. And then the daughter, Ms. McKnight, slaps Mr. Bryson in the eye trying to defend her. Ms. Rose, because Mr. Bryson was being disrespectful verbally, and both parties have lived together for 4 years. And Mr. Bryson did intentionally strike Ms. Rose in the face and caused her lip to bleed. So that's basically the addition to this fact pattern. As far as intimidation of witness, Your Honor, it's foreseeable due to the facts of this case that the defendant and the victim are involved in were involved in an amorous relationship. The victim stated that this is not the first time this has happened, and she called the police on him a couple of times before this incident, but no arrests was actually made. So that intimidation piece, Your Honor, is definitely there. As far as flight risk and risk of reoffending, he has a holdout of Cobb County with no bond. He has an outstanding warrant for failure to appear, and the warrant was issued November 25th, 2020, about 2 years ago. He has 7 cycles, Your Honor. He was convicted. Well, I guess he wasn't convicted. He pled to burglary under the first offender, which was sealed out of Clayton County Superior Court. He's used the first offender more than once on his record. And I will also chat you and Ms. Gant the arrest that I have here on record that I would not like to state on record due to the type of offense. And as far as violations of probation, he violated his probation out of Clayton County in 2018. We're asking again for that $4,500 surety bond, no contact with the victim. Miss Dela Rose, she states her name is Bermia McKnight. Stay away from the incident location, 1 day anger management, no drugs or alcohol, no weapons, and no new violations of Georgia law. Nothing further.
Okay, and Mr. Howard has already sent me the other information. So, Ms. Gant, thank you.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Mr. Tevin Bryson is 28 years old. He has been in the Atlanta, Georgia area his entire life. He is a proud father of 2 children, ages 5 and 7. He has a 5-year-old son and a 7-year-old daughter. He does have family here, Your Honor. His mother's in Augusta. However, he states that his family is not in a position to help him make bond. We are unopposed to the stay away request. Yes, the state wants to stay away. We're unopposed to that, Your Honor, but we would ask for a one-time law enforcement escort, as Mr. Bryson does have belongings there, and he informs me that he does not wish to have any contact with the cross defendant in this matter, Ms. Tajil McKnight. Mr. Bryson completed high school. He also has 1 year of college in the area of physical therapy and wellness. He is currently employed as a UPS driver. He has been in that position for the past 3 years. He strongly denies the allegations. He offers a competing version. He states that the mother, Ms. Bermia McKnight, and the complaining witness actually attacked him. He was merely defending himself and that he has an injury to his right ear. Your Honor, it's my client's position is that he is not the primary aggressor. I do acknowledge my client's history. However, I did not hear about any convictions of violence. The probation violation is remote, in my opinion. I am requesting a signature bond on Mr. Bryson's behalf. And again, we are unopposed to the stay away and the no contact orders. And Your Honor, I would just bring to the court's attention that this warrant is defective. And for that reason, I believe that he should be granted a signature bond. There is no Del Rose who is named. Therefore, my client is not on notice or proper notice, in my opinion, in terms of who the charge is against. Thank you.
I see Amia McKnight on the line. Ms. McKnight, if you would like to speak to this matter, I'll need for you to raise your right hand. And do you swear from the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, you can put your hand down, ma'am. What would you like to tell the court?
Well, first of all, we have dated for 4 years, and I wasn't even aware that he had a 7-year-old daughter. This is my first time hearing
Objection,
of
Your
that.
Honor, relevance outside of the scope.
Okay.
Secondly, my name is Bermia McKnight. The cop took the information incorrectly. He was provided with an identification. So where that name was generated from, I have no idea. So that's the second correction.
Okay, anything further, ma'am?
Nope.
All right, thank you. So it's gonna be a $2,000 good bond, no further contact with Mia McKnight or Taja McKnight. Stay away from the 3380 Peachtree Road address. He can go back to that address on one occasion with law enforcement to retrieve any belongings that he might have there if necessary. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons out on bond. All right, good luck to you, Mr. Bryson.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Who do we have next?
We got position number 4, Mr. Eppinger Leith, or Leith Eppinger.
Your Honor,
Yes.
I apologize. Before you move forward, McKnight's bond was a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial.
It was a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial.
Thank you.
Your Honor, you said the last position was a $2,000 signature bond, or?
No. That was the position before last. She was asking about, I believe she was asking about Taja McKnight, and that was a $2,000 signature bond.
Okay.
The last, Mr. Bryson, was a $2,000 good bond.
Okay, just wanted to clarify.
Okay, very good. Good afternoon, Mr. Leith. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state court expedited accusation calendar that we are conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. You've been charged in case 22 CR 006172H with possession and use of drug-related objects and possession of marijuana less than an ounce. Is there a history, Mr. Howard?
6 total. Last arrest was in April. FTA, marijuana. Another April, that was in Jonesboro. So we have another April FTA out of Douglas County. Another April arrest, sale of marijuana, possession of a knife or a firearm during the commission, financial transaction, card theft, felony theft by receiving. That's open in Superior Court. 22 CP 08356. October 2021, misdemeanor possession of marijuana. In January 2021, sale of marijuana dismissed. Got a hold out of Douglas for speeding.
All right, Ms. Tortorella.
Yes, Your Honor. For the drug objects charge, a $1,000 surety bond, and for that bond to remain the same. For the marijuana less than an ounce charge, a $1,500 surety bond, and for that bond to remain as set. The total is $2,500, and that's a good bond. The conditions: no drugs or alcohol, no weapons, and no new violations of Georgia law. Your Honor, as you've heard from pretrial, he has a hold and he has an open felony case. He poses a flight risk and risk of reoffending and risk of committing felonies while out on bond due to this. The holdout of Douglas County with no bond currently. The outstanding warrant for the FDA, as stated from pretrial, was for speeding. The warrant was issued on August 29th, 2022. The open felony case, 22 CP 208356, as stated on record. It occurred on August 16th, 2022. It includes charges of purchase, possession, manufacturing marijuana, and possession of firearm or knife during a commission or attempt of certain felonies and other charges. This defendant was granted a $12,000 surety bond and was released on said bond on April 20th, 2022, Your Honor. So while he was out on bond, he committed this subsequent offense. Your Honor, this case occurred on September 12, 2022 at 435 West Peachtree Street, Northwest in Atlanta. This defendant, Courtney Leith Eppinger, was observed by Officer Peters of the MARTA Police Department rolling a blunt, a brown cigar paper containing green leafy substance, suspected marijuana. The officer also found in defendant's possession a digit Z gram scale used for packaging marijuana. The incident occurred on the southbound train number 302, departing from the Civic Center at the MARTA station located in Fulton County. And Your Honor, this defendant also has 6 cycles on his record. Most of them are drug offenses on his criminal history. So for that reason, Your Honor, we do feel that $2,500 surety bond is more than reasonable for this matter. Nothing further.
Ms. Gant.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Courtney Leith Eppinger is 22 years old. He has been in the Atlanta, Georgia area his entire life. He does have family here. However, family is not available to help him with bond. Mr. Leith Eppinger completed 1 year of college. He studied architecture. He is currently employed at C's Lawn Care. He I guess obtained this position about 3 weeks ago. Prior to that, he had not been working. He informed me that he was injured while he was arrested, and that put him out of work. Your Honor, my client denies the allegations. I would ask, I do acknowledge my client's history. I would ask, just given the nature of the allegations, that Your Honor grant Mr. Leith Eppinger a signature bond so that he can deal with the hold in Douglas County, which is for speeding. And we are, let's see, opposed to any stay away orders from that MARTA location unless there's an active suspension. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, so it's going to be a $500 good bond on each charge, making it for a $1,000 good bond, no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. Leith.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I apologize again, Your Honor. What was that bond amount?
500 for each charge, so good, so $1,000 good total.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Next, we have position number 7, Mr. Corey Mitchell.
Okay. Good afternoon, Mr. Mitchell. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we are conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes.
Thank you. You have been charged in case 22 CR 006175E with theft by shoplifting and willful obstruction of a law enforcement officer. Is there a history, Mr. Howard?
23 total. Last arrest was in March out of New York. Petty larceny. I don't see a disposition for that one. That was March 15th. I see another March 15th petty larceny. January 2022. Criminal possession of a controlled substance, unlawful use of a controlled substance. November 2021. Unauthorized use of a vehicle without owner's consent. 2018 petty larceny conviction. 2016 obtaining transportation without paying conviction. 2010 petty larceny conviction. Another 2010 conviction for DWI, unlicensed operator of a motor vehicle. 2009 possession of a controlled substance conviction. And a DWI conviction 2009. I think this is first Georgia arrest. No, it isn't. Hold on. Last Georgia arrest was in the 90s. That's it.
Ms. Tortorella?
Yes, Your Honor. For this case, for the theft by a shoplifting, we're asking for the $1,500 surety bond to remain as set. For the obstruction, again, for that $1,500 surety bond to remain as set. The total will be a $3,000 good bond. The conditions is for the defendant to stay away from the incident location, which is the Walgreens at 25 Peachtree Street in Atlanta, an anti-theft class, no drugs or alcohol, no weapons, and no new violations of Georgia law. Your Honor, what I saw in his New York criminal history, he has a bench warrant on file in the state of New York. So he does pose a flight risk. This incident occurred on September 12th, 2022 at the Walgreens, 25 Peachtree Street. This defendant does pose a significant threat and danger to the property of Walgreens. The officer, D. Matthews of the Atlanta Police Department, was getting ready to start his shift at the incident location on an extra job. As the officer was placing his duty belt on and vest on, he was flagged down by 3 employees at the incident location. The employees stated a male had just ran out of the store with a cart of items. As the officer was putting his gear on, he at the same time commanded the male to stop when he began to run. The officer pursued the male on foot and continued to give commands to stop. And the male yelled back, I'm not going to say it, but I said, F no. As the officer was closing in on the suspect, he turned around with the basket and swung it and tried to run again when the officer then finally deployed his taser and struck the male in the right bottom and the upper left back. The officer spoke to the store manager who stated at Walgreens, who stated the same male came in 2 weeks ago and stole, 2 weeks in a row and stole items from his store. The manager further stated the male came in today prior to officers' arrival and stole $428 worth of items. The officer was provided the receipts as well as the video footage showing the male stuffing his bags with the stolen items. The suspect, later identified as defendant Corey Mitchell, uttered that he only did it because someone told him to do it. The items were energy drinks and massage products. And these events occurred in Fulton County, Georgia. Your Honor, also, he has 21 cycles in New York, as you heard from pretrial, 22 cycles out of Georgia. His most recent convictions have been larceny, one in 2019 for petite larceny out of Suffolk County First District Court. This are all convictions. 2016, obtained transportation without paying out of New York County Criminal Court. 2015 petite larceny conviction out of Suffolk County First District Court in New York. It appears he has 2 open cases in New York, Your Honor. He's been arrested for petite larceny out of Suffolk County on March 15, 2022. And he has another case with no disposition on the record for the arrest January 19th, 2022 for possession of controlled substance and petite larceny out of Suffolk County, New York. So for that reason, we do feel a $3,000 surety bond with the conditions stated is more than reasonable. Nothing further.
Ms. Gant?
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Corey Mitchell is 43 years old. He informs me that he is a resident of New York and that he was here visiting. He states that during his visit, he was robbed. Someone stole his ID and his bank card and his clothing. He's more or less stuck here. Your Honor, Mr. Mitchell is the proud father of 6 children, 4 of which are minors, ages 14, 9, 7, and 2. He completed high school. He is unemployed. And has been so for the past 2 months. Prior to that, he worked for a moving company. He denies the allegations, and I am requesting, despite my client's history, a signature bond, as he does not have the means to pay anything toward bond, Your Honor. And we are unopposed to the stay away, and I am opposed to the anti-theft class. I do not believe that my client has the means to pay that, and I certainly don't want to put him in position to violate a bond condition. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, for the theft, it's going to be a $500 good bond. For the obstruction, a $500 good bond. Makes for a total of $1,000 good bond. Stay away from Walgreens at 25 Peachtree Street, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. Mitchell.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Next, we have position number 8, Mr. Stanley. Position number 8.
Good afternoon, Mr. Stanley. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we're conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes.
Thank you. You've been charged in case 22 CR 006130E with, I'm sorry. You've been charged in case 22 CR 006176J with driving while license suspended or revoked. Is there a history, Mr. Howard?
3rd arrest. Last was 2012. Possession of a knife or a firearm during the commission. Sale of marijuana. Theft by receiving. Felony. Possession of drug-related objects. Prohibited item by inmate. Well, I think all of those was dismissed except for the misdemeanor of marijuana. That was a conviction. Before that was 05. Terroristic threats. 2 counts. 1 count possession of a knife or a firearm. He got first offender for those. That's it.
Are you all asking for a good bond on this charge, Ms. Marcus?
There's already a $1,000 surety in place. I think we're trying to reduce it to 500, and that's just based on his FTAs. He has several FTAs, so we're trying to reduce it to that and no other conditions besides no driving while suspended.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. If you have something else to say, Ms. Marcus.
No. I was just going to say, I mean, it's basically just, it was a motor vehicle accident that he was involved in. And at the time, the officer determined that he was driving while suspended in the accident. I think his license had been suspended for an FTA in May of 2020. So because he's got several FTAs, that's the state's concern, is his ensuring he comes back to court.
Okay, well, this is a traffic charge, so it's going to be $1,000 signature bond through the jail. Of course, no driving without a valid license, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Does that suit you, Ms. Kim?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Stanley, don't drive unless you have a license, okay? All right, good luck to you, sir.
Thank you. Next, we have position number 1, Mr. Bacon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Bacon. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we're conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Bacon, you've been charged in case 22 CR 006169E with battery and criminal trespass. Is there a history, Mr. Howard?
17 total. He's on probation in Toombs County. Sale of marijuana. 2015, they gave him 10 years probation. I'm gonna go out of order for a minute. Hold on, what state is this? You got a South Dakota, 2006, says a simple assault conviction. 2005, simple assault. 2009 in California, it was false imprisonment and theft. Inflict corporal injury on spouse or cohabitant. The inflict charge was dismissed. Last arrest in Georgia, suspended license, suspended registration from July 2021. 2020, Clayton County, interference with custody, that was dismissed. 2018, felony terrorist threats, dismissed. 2015, DUI arrest. 2014, criminal trespass, dismissed. 2013, terrorist threats, dismissed. 2010, terrorist threats, simple battery, trespass, misdemeanor obstruction, and another obstruction charge. All those were dead, I heard. That's it.
Ms. Tortorella?
Yes, Your Honor. For the battery charge, a $6,000 surety bond. For the criminal trespass, a $1,000 surety. That's a total of a $7,000 good bond. The conditions is no contact with the victim, and her name is Leah Smith, traditional spelling for both names. That he take a one-day anger management class, no drugs, alcohol, no weapons, and no new violations of Georgia law. Your Honor, this incident occurred on September 12, 2022 at 6871 Peachtree Dunwoody Road, apartment 326 in Sandy Springs. This defendant does pose a significant threat and danger to and property to Miss Leah Smith. Officer B. Laura of the Sandy Springs Police Department was dispatched to a person stabbed call at the incident location. Upon arrival, the officer made contact with the defendant, Marquise Bacon, who actually made the 911 call. The officer observed a stab wound to the defendant's right shoulder. The officer then made contact with the defendant's girlfriend, victim Leah Smith, who had a welt at the top of her right eye, and the right shoulder strap of her pajamas were ripped. Ms. Smith advised that she had been staying with the said accused since Friday, and they had gotten into a physical fight. Ms. Smith then said that the accused told her to get out of her house of the house and proceeded to punch her in the face. After getting punched, Ms. Smith advised she was able to kick the defendant off. She then said that at some point in the altercation, the defendant had kneed her in the thigh, which led to the swollen welt. Ms. Smith also said she was dragged by the defendant, which is why her shoulder strap was broken. Ms. Smith advised that the defendant took her phone and threw it from the third floor breezeway across the street. Ms. Smith then armed herself with a butcher knife before the defendant came towards her to attack her again, which led her to stab him in the right arm. The officer found Ms. Smith's phone across the street where she had advised it was located, and he found it to be shattered. The defendant stated to the officer he got stabbed by accident because they were cooking and Ms. Smith accidentally stabbed him. Due to the evidence found against the defendant and the testimony given by the defendant, the officer found the defendant to be identified as a predominant aggressor. And the events did take place in Fulton County, Georgia. Your Honor, the state is concerned that this defendant will intimidate Ms. Leah. It's foreseeable due to the facts of this case, what occurred, the violent nature of this matter, the fact that the victim had to get a knife to protect herself against this defendant. And they were also involved in an amorous relationship. Another thing that's concerning for the state, Your Honors, is risk of reoffending while out on bond. He has 4 cycles out of California, 2 cycles out of South Dakota, and 11 cycles in Georgia. He was convicted in 2006 for aggravated assault and simple assault. The judgment was a plea of guilty. This was out of Aberdeen, South Dakota, and this is in his 2nd cycle. He was also arrested in 2018 for terroristic threats, felony offense by the Clayton County Sheriff's Office. That case was dismissed. In 2013, again, he was arrested for terroristic threats, a felony offense out of Camden County Sheriff's Office here in Georgia. That was dismissed. At 2010, terroristic threats, a felony, simple battery, criminal trespass, and obstruction arrest out of Lyons Police Department, and that was a dead docket. In 2009, finally, he was arrested for false imprisonment, which was amended to inflicting corporal injury to a cohabitant in California. That was dismissed. And Your Honor, we do feel the 7,000 surety bond is reasonable given his record, not only his record, he has violent offenses in his record, and the nature of what occurred here in this case, Your Honor. Nothing further.
Ms. Gant.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Marquise Bacon is 38 years old. He has been in the Atlanta, Georgia area since 2013. He has family here, including a sister. He also has an 18-year-old who is in college. Your Honor, Mr. Bacon completed high school. He also has college credits in the area of education. He is currently an automotive store manager. He has been in that position for the past 4 years. Your Honor, my client strongly denies the allegations. He states that the complaining witness, Ms. Smith, actually punched him first. A struggle ensued and he was ultimately stabbed, Your Honor. He was merely defending himself. Now, I acknowledge my client's history. However, what I heard, it is basically a remote conviction and a string of dismissals. Therefore, Your Honor, I am requesting a signature bond on Mr. Bacon's behalf. And if Your Honor determines that he is ineligible, then I would ask for a bond of no more than $1,500 total. That would be $1,000 for the battery and $500 for the criminal trespass. My client would like to have contact with Ms. Smith. However, I was unable to reach her, and I do not believe the state asked for a stay away as that is his residence. So therefore, in closing, Your Honor, I'm requesting a signature or in the alternative $1,500 bond. And again, we are unopposed to no contact. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, for the battery, it's going to be a $1,500 good bond. For the criminal trespass, a $500 good bond, makes for a total of a $2,000 good bond. No further contact with Leah Smith, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. Bacon.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Is Stephanie Street somewhere? Is she in that courtroom or is she somewhere else courtroom too?
I know she was a medical reset yesterday, Your Honor.
Yeah, I tried to get her and she just refused to come to court, Your Honor.
Okay, so we're gonna reset her for tomorrow.
But she has some severe MH problems, Your Honor, so I'm pretty sure
Okay.
same way tomorrow.
And Your Honor, if we may request, I know PD Gant and PD Kim sometimes will have PD Howard go out and do or help facilitate a waiver. I think based on what we're hearing, that may be necessary in this case.
Actually, I already requested Mr. Derek, so he knows about it.
Thank you so much, PD Kim.
Thank you.
So do you want that reset till tomorrow in
Yes, Your
anticipation of that? Okay, so we'll do that. The rest of the cases, we're gonna need breakout rooms for. So I think that all the solicitors on the screen want to go into the breakout room. I don't know whose clients, Ms. Gant, is this your, some of these your clients, Ms. Gant?
Yes, Your Honor, positions 3 and 5.
3 and 5. And who is position 11? Whose client is that?
That's
Ms. Kim?
my client.
Okay, so let's put all the solicitors in the breakout room, which includes Ms. Riley. Good afternoon, Ms. Riley. It's good to see you. Ms. Githia, it's good to see you also, Ms. Githia. I see Ms. Riley and Ms. Githia normally on Wednesdays at my Orca calendar. So let's put everyone into the breakout room and let's see. Before we go to the breakout room, Mr. Howard, let me go ahead and get the histories. Let's start with position. Well, you gave me the history for position 3 already. What about for position 5? Is there a history, Mr. Howard? It doesn't appear that he's with us, so let's just go into the breakout room and I'll hear the history from the solicitors. Thank you. All right, we're ready, courtroom 2. All right, who would you like to bring up?
Who would you like here? Who would you like first, Your Honor?
Let's just start with number 3, Jean-Paul Foster.
Come on.
Good afternoon, Mr. Foster. I've had an opportunity to discuss your case with your counsel and the solicitors in the breakout room. The bond is going to be a $2,000 good bond. No further contact with Ms. Payne. Stay away from the 251 Market Street address, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. All right, good luck to you, sir.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Mr. Fauser, please remain silent. If you have any concerns, I'm happy to give you a call at the jail.
$2,000 good bond.
Okay,
Okay, you go back.
that's it?
That's it.
Oh,
Come on, Madison. Next is position number 5, Your Honor, Mr. Madison.
Okay. Mr. Madison, good afternoon. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. We have also had, good afternoon, sir. We've also had an opportunity to discuss your case with your counsel and the solicitors. The bond for you is going to be a $2,000 good bond. No further contact with Ms. Steffen. You can go back to the 960 Paces Ferry road address, which is my understanding is your address, but you'll have to initially go back there with a police escort to make sure that Ms. Steffen is not there. It's my understanding that she is going to leave that residence, and if she's not there, then you can be there. You're to have no drugs, alcohol, or weapons, but you're to stay on any prescribed medication that's been prescribed by your doctors, okay?
yes, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Madison.
Thank you, Your Honor.
That's it.
Thank you, Ms. Gant.
Thank you. You're welcome, sir.
Your
And this-
Honor, Mr.
Yes.
Teofilo
Okay,
said he's not coming to court. He was real adamant about it too.
okay, so Ms. Kim, I believe you're gonna have to get a waiver from him if he's not gonna be here for me to give him this bond recommendation. So do
I
you,
guess I can call the jail now.
well, I don't know if he's gonna be getting out, but I can reschedule this for tomorrow to see
Yes,
if you can get it completed by that time. Is that what you want to
Sure.
do?
yes, that should be fine, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm not sure who the judge is gonna be tomorrow, so I'm not, this would be my recommendation. But you can tell whoever the judge is that I've had the opportunity to review the case and what the recommendation would have been if he would have been in court, and let them make the decision, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
I don't think there's gonna be I mean, everybody agreed to it, so I don't know if there's gonna be an objection. Okay, I believe that completes the calendar. Thank you. We appreciate it, courtroom 2.
All right, Your Honor.
All right, man. And as
Bye,
you said-
everybody.
We'll see you. Okay, so I've got Mr. Jordan in court with me today, so as soon as he's ready, we'll go over the calendar.
Position 1 was a $2,000 surety, reset SAP 9/27/22, 1,500 for charge 1, 500 for charge 2. Position 2 was a $2,000 surety, reset SAP. Position 3 was a $2,000 surety, reset SAP. Position 4 was a $1,000 surety, reset SAP, 500 for charge 1 and 500 for charge 2. Position 5 was a $2,000 surety, reset SAP. Position 6 was a $2,000 sign-on bond pretrial, reset further notice. Position 7 was a $1,000 surety, 500 for charge 1 and 500 for charge 2, reset SAP. Position 8 was a $1,000 sign-on bond jail. Position 9 was a $2,000 sign-on bond pretrial. Position 10 is reset to 9/14/22 SCA, and position 11 is reset 9/14/22 SCA.
Questions, concerns?
Your Honor, I do have a question about the felony transfer order I sent yesterday. Were you able to sign it for Marie Hamilton?
I don't remember what I had for lunch today, Ms. Tortora.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I've really been trying to get the orders done since last week.
I may have signed it, Mr. Jordan, if you'll.
What was the name?
What was the name?
Marie,
I saw it. This is Katrina speaking.
Okay, I signed it, Ms.
Yeah.
Norris?
Yes, because it's
Okay.
on the counter for Thursday, yes.
Okay, apparently I did, Ms. Tortorella.
all right, thank you.
We also sent one for Parham today. I sent it to Miss Bridgewater because she was listed as the litigation manager on the calendar. Do I need to send it to someone else?
Yes, you do.
Michael Jordan.
All right, will do. Thank you.
Are you sending that right now, Ms. Falk? If so, I'll get it signed before I leave.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so I'll sign that before I leave. Ms. Githia and Ms. Riley, good to see you. Am I going to see you in the morning?
Good morning, Your Honor. You will be seeing me.
Okay, okay. All right, y'all have a good evening. Thank you.
too.
Thank you. Have a good day.
I got a bunch of stuff from the